right now, just because there's been so much discussion about Giannis versus Jokic over the course of the past few years of their career, take them right now, barring injuries that are going on. If you had them swap teams, who has the more successful team?
I think the Bucks, and I will tell you why.
With Jokic, you're saying?
Yes, and
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because you would think, to the naked eye, I don't know why I said to the naked eye. At first glance is a better way to say it. You would think the Nuggets would win because they have a better two, and maybe even
Yeah,
a better
top two.
three, and maybe even a better three. However, Jokic makes other players better. Giannis on the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon becomes irrelevant. Giannis on the Nuggets, he's not, you can't, it's not, there's not as much space. Like, not everyone's going to get their shots because of how good, what a good passer Jokic. But if you put Jokic on the Bucks, so now what is this Brook Lopez potential? Like, is Brook Lopez like the best version of himself, even better than Aaron Gordon? Does he unlock Kyle Kuzma? Is Kyle Kuzma now like just open all the time? Because Kyle Kuzma is a really stupid basketball player, but he's not a talented basketball player. He's just really dumb. And I feel like Jokic is going to be like, get your tuchus right over there. People are going to leave you open. I'm going to find you every time when they double me. Like, I think the Nuggets would be slightly worse because I think they'd be a little better a little better defensively and a little worse offensively. Like, Giannis is a better defender than Jokic. And offensively, they're around the same, but I think the team would be slightly worse offensively because Jokic makes his teammates better. And I think the Bucks would be significantly better on offense because Jokic would make magic happen. And I actually think he would make Dame better than Giannis is making Dame.
Okay, number one is I saw a great post where someone was like, I sometimes watch Kyle Kuzma and I wonder if he knows that he's playing basketball. Other thing is, I agree with you. So the part of this that wins the argument ultimately for me, I think if you put Dame with Jokic, that's like, again, healthy version of both of them. I think that's an all-time duo.
I would not say that because I think prime Dame and Jokic now is an all-time duo. Aging Dame and Jokic is like a good duo.
Yes, fine, fair enough. Brook Lopez just so negatively affects their spacing in that situation. Brook Lopez, I don't think he's unlocked because I think that why he's able to be as effective as, like, I think that this is actually prime version of Brook Lopez right now because Giannis staying in the middle on offense enables him to kind of pick his shots on the outside. He doesn't necessarily need to be in the interior. He's not as much of a physical player right now in his career. The other side of it is that Giannis roams the perimeter.
Right. Wait, so who do you think's better? What do you mean? What do you think happens? Like,
Honestly, I'm tempted to say I think that the Nuggets would be better. I think that you're right about Aaron Gordon. However, I think that Aaron Gordon has shown that he actually can space the floor a little bit more effectively.
it's not just Aaron Gordon, it's Russell Westbrook. It's like
Russell Westbrook is a valid.
it's all these guys. There's more. I mean, like MPJ.
I think that he actually fills the game. Like, what was the Chris Middleton role? I don't think he's as high of an IQ as Chris Middleton was, or as good of a passer. But I think that Giannis can kick it out to him just as effectively. I think that he's a better shot maker than what Giannis has around him right now. I think that included with Murray, the pace gets turned up times 10 because Giannis doesn't have to play with Brook Lopez and they don't have Jokic. And Giannis is he's a very underrated passer. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
And that with Christian Brown, like, he has so much more depth and so many more actual shot makers. I think Russell Westbrook is the only part of it that's a little bit interesting. Like, I think that he wouldn't mesh as well, obviously, with Giannis. But okay, so then, stagger their minutes. He would play second unit, essentially. Like, just play him less than what Jokic would. But
Right.
I really am tempted to think that the Nuggets would be better.
Yeah, it's a fun debate. I'm not like sold on I wouldn't sell my soul to say that the Bucks would be better if that happened, but it's definitely interesting.
I think it also speaks to how good Giannis is defensively. They're like kind of on the polar opposite sides of the spectrum. Like, Jokic is great on offense. He's an offensive system and he, can play defense. He has quick hands. He like has better instincts now than he did earlier in his career. And I think that Giannis is like a defensive system and he's better on offense than he was earlier in his career. Like, I think they really, really are like such good rivals to have.
Yeah, like I think we're talking about like when it comes down to it, we're talking about trading the two best big guys in the league for each other. Like, it would make sense that like they would both add a lot to their teams and we could have like a fun argument about like which team would actually be